So let's just continue with this one. Uh, yeah. So we have already seen all the poets in American literature. Today we are jumping into Victorian age. Uh, the American literature's Victorian age. Okay. So let's get quickly into it. The first one is Henry James. Okay, Henry James is a very important novelist as far as American literature is concerned, and the important books are The Portrait of a Lady, The Turn of the Screw, The Wings of Dow. The Turn of a Screw is basically a novella. It's a very short book, but it's very famous as well. So be aware of that one. So it's called The Turn of the Screw. It's basically a supernatural kind of story. Of course, Portrait of a Lady. His writing is not so simple. They have complex psychological stories, so you might find it difficult to read. And he also becomes a British citizen in 1950. That's Henry James for you. In fact, this James family was very famous. Henry James, William James was his brother who was like William James was a fantastic psychologist and is very well known. Okay, so he is very important as far as uh, what I say American literature is concerned. So the first author that we have seen is Henry James. Yeah, we're just seeing American literature. Okay,
Okay, sir.
I just started with Henry James alone. Fine. So just take a note of it. So Turn of the Screw, Wings of Dow, and Portrait of a Lady are the important novels. Okay. And then we will get into the next author. It's called Mark Twain. Everybody knows Mark Twain. Mark Twain is very famous for Tom Sawyer and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. He basically started out as a journalist, and he just stayed writing a lot of short stories, then novels, and he is kind of a very important novelist in American literature. He's known for his wit, satire, social criticism. He didn't bother about anyone. So that's Mark Twain. His real name is Clemens, some Clemens, but his real name is Clemens. The one wrote with was Mark Twain. So Adventures of Tom Sawyer is about a young boy, and Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and the Prince and the Pauper, the Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. And an extra information that you should know is in Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, um, there is a character called Jim, that recently an author rewrote from his idea. That book is called James, and it's become very popular in America now. A rewriting of the story. So, what are the novels of Mark Twain?
Adventures of Tom Sawyer,
Hmm.
Adventures of Huckleberry Finn,
Hmm.
The Prince of Pauper,
Okay.
Connecticut,
Hmm.
Yankee, the King Arthur's
Yankee and
Court,
King Arthur's Court. Okay.
Yankee.
So we have seen two authors, that is Henry James and Mark Twain. What happened to Brinda? She won't be coming, huh?
Sir, now only we came home, sir. We went for Coimbatore.
Oh, what happened? Oh,
So
some
for
work, huh?
yes, sir, we went for KGSIL college.
Oh, okay, okay. Competition or a
No, sir, for
conference?
post inquiry.
Oh, okay, okay. Fine. Let's just see. Henry James we have completed, Mark Twain. And then let's talk about, you guys did not write test. Will you be writing it tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next is Jack London. Jack London Jack London is very famous for one book. Okay, don't forget The Call of the Wild. It's about a dog and what happens with that. It's a very nice story. Call of the Wild, White Fang, Martin Eden. So these are the stories that novels that you should know about Jack London. He worked a lot and he still wrote a lot of stories. He struggled with alcoholism throughout his life, but that work, no, Call of the Wild is his most famous. If you don't know other works, also just know about Call of the Wild. Okay, what are the works of Jack London?
The Call of the Wild,
Hmm,
White Fang, Martin Eden.
okay, so next novelist, we have seen three novelists: Henry James, Mark Twain, Jack London. And of course, the next one is Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Okay. He's not very well known if you compare all the other writers. So that's Charlotte Perkins Gilman, who wrote Yellow Wallpaper, Women and Economics, Herald. But recently there is a book called The Yellow Face, which is by a Chinese author, I think, we Shang, I suppose, has become very famous. So that's Yellow Wallpaper, Women and Economics, and Her Land, not His Land, Her Land. So he wrote prominent feminist and sociological works, and of course, she actually is a girl, right? Charlotte. She suffered from depression, and that's the reason she wrote a wonderful book called Yellow Wallpaper. Okay, so remember, what are the works of Charlotte Perkins Gilman?
The Yellow Wallpaper, Women
Okay.
and Economics, Children.
Hmm. Sorry. Then Herland.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So next up we see Kate Chopin. Actually, last year, her book came out. Okay, as what to say, a series, and it was a very famous book. Okay, so it's called Awakening, Desire Baby, and Story of an R. Uh, so these are some of her best books. Kate Chopin wrote The Awakening, Desire's Baby, Story of an R. So she too focused on uh, what to say, sexuality, identity, and all those things. Okay, and there is also another modern writer with the same name who wrote Life After Life, which is a very famous novel that we'll see in the other novels. Okay, so remember Kate Chopin's novels. So The Awakening, then Desire Baby, and Story of an R. So what are the works of Kate Chopin?
The Awakening,
Hmm.
Desires Baby, The Story of an Art.
Okay. So we have seen Kate Chopin. We have also seen Charlotte Perkins Gilman, Jack London, Mark
Mark
Twain,
Twain,
and
Henry
Henry James.
James.
Okay, next, Edith Wharton. Edith Wharton is, what I say, a crazy, a very good writer. She wrote House of Mirth, Ethan Frome, Age of Innocence. Um, and this one you should remember. See, in Britain, we have we have Booker Prize, right, which is for books published in Britain and the Commonwealth. That is Commonwealth in sense Pakistan, New Zealand, India, Sri Lanka, Canada. They're all Commonwealth. Whichever countries that the British ruled, they're Commonwealth. So all those writers from the Commonwealth countries were considered for Booker Prize. Okay. In US, they gave an award for the best writer in US. That is called the Pulitzer Prize. And she was the first woman to win the Pulitzer Prize in 1921. So every year we have Pulitzer Prize for fiction, non-fiction, journalism, and all that. So Pulitzer Prize is mostly American. Booker Prize is usually the British and its Commonwealth. But nowadays they opened it for entire world. It's no more what to say, only the colonies, Commonwealth for everybody. So in fact, she won the first Pulitzer Prize as a woman. So what are the works of Edith Wharton?
The House of Mirth,
Hmm.
Death and Phone, The Age of Innocence.
Okay. Now, see, these are the important writers as far as Victorian age is concerned. Victorian age in sense in British Victorian age. At the same time, what happened in America? Okay. And now
Okay, sir.
let's get into the modern age. The American writers of modern age, of course, William Faulkner. We cannot dismiss him. He won Nobel Prize and he wrote a lot of works. And he's mostly the southern side of America, not the northern side. So obviously, racism and all that will be predominant. So he's a complex writer. His books are not easy to read. They're complex. Okay. So some of the books are Sound and the Fury. So very nice book. As I Lay Dying, Light in August, Absalom, Absalom. So this is all fantastic books. Okay. The Sound and the Fury, As I Lay Dying, Light in August, Absalom, Absalom. Absalom, Absalom, I've already taught you somewhere. It's a biblical story which is again rewritten here in some way or the other. So the Sound and the Fury, As I Lay Dying, all these works. And he is known for the stream of consciousness. I already said Virginia Woolf, right? They will write whatever is there like that. And he won the Nobel Prize as well. So in US, there are many writers who won Nobel Prize, especially William Faulkner, Hemingway, then also Tennessee, William Tennessee, Sino Cassie, I suppose. So almost like Toni Morrison. Uh, so 5 or 6 literature awards went to the US people. Okay. So this is William Faulkner. Can you tell me the works of Faulkner?
The Sound and the Fury,
Hmm.
As I Lay Dying,
Hmm.
Light in August, Absalom, Absalom.
Very good. Okay. The next one is, of course, Ernest Hemingway. I think you would have read The Old Man and the Sea, right?
No, sir.
You didn't have it in your syllabus? No?
No, sir.
You didn't have any of the works of Hemingway, well?
No, sir.
Oh, pity. Okay. Hemingway, you don't need a dictionary to read Hemingway. It's pretty simple language, very simple, but that's his effectiveness. In the simplicity, he can bring in complex themes. And he loved adventure. He loved to go on. He was basically a journalist. So he went on this where war was happening, all those things. From that, he got these ideas. So, Sun also rises, farewell to arms, for whom the bells toll, the Old Man and the Sea. Old Man and the Sea won the Pulitzer Prize. Then also he won the great Nobel Prize as well. And sadly, he suicided at the age of 61. Very sad. He achieved everything, but then he suicided. The Old Man and the Sea is a very short novel. It's a novella, okay, but it's such a powerful story about confidence, never giving up, and all that. So, Old Man and the Sea is an absolute crazy book. You have to read it, okay. Uh, so Hemingway's works. There are many more short stories. He's a very good short story writer. And you should understand Hemingway, the next writer, they were all friends. They all went to Paris a lot. They enjoyed living in Paris. So Hemingway's works. What are the works of Hemingway?
The sun also rises, a
Hmm.
farewell to arms, for
Hmm.
whom the bell tolls,
Hmm.
the old man and the sea.
Okay. Did he win Nobel Prize?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Both William Faulkner and Hemingway won. Next, F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, he wrote the Great American Novel. The novel is called as Great American Novel. That is the Great Gatsby. Okay, and this side of paradise, Tender is the Night is all his other stories, but Great Gatsby, it's his best. He married a girl called Zelda, who struggled with mental illness. This caused a lot of problems for him. Okay, uh, he had a lot of debts. He got a lot of money. He tried to show off his life. Even though he did not have money, he tried to show off, and that became a problem for him. So that's Scott Fitzgerald. Okay, this side of paradise, The Great Gatsby, 10 Days the Night. So that is F. Scott Fitzgerald's works. Okay. What are the works of Scott Fitzgerald?
The Side of Paradise, The
Hmm.
Great Gatsby,
Hmm.
Ender is the Night.
Okay. So we have seen Fitzgerald, Hemingway, William Faulkner, Edith
Yeah.
Wharton, Kate Chopin, Charlotte Perkins Gilman, Jack London, Mark Twain. Okay. So we have seen all these people today. The next person that we're going to see is, okay, Gertrude Stein. Uh, Many people, he has a lot of criticism, but he wrote some good works. Okay. Many American authors don't like him for some reason. So his works are Three Lives, Tender Buttons, the autobiography of Alice B. Tolkas. Okay, so he's very influential in modernist literature, and of course, he has unique and experimental style. And all these guys were hanging out in Paris a lot. They moved to Paris a lot. They were in France. He, Fitzgerald, Hemingway, they all were in Paris for a long, long time. It was their literary hub. They spent a lot of time in Paris. Okay, so remember Gertrude Stein. So, what are the works of Stein?
Three Lives, Tender
Hmm.
Buttons, The Autobiography of Alice B. Tockles,
Okay, fine. That's fine. Then, of course, Sinclair Lewis. Yeah, he was also an American who won Nobel Prize. That's what I was thinking. There are more six or seven Americans who won Nobel Prize. Sinclair Lewis won Nobel Prize. Okay, so his important works are Main Street, Babbitt. Babbitt is his most famous work. Arrowsmith, Elmer Gantry. So these are the works. So Main Street, Babbitt, Arrowsmith, Elmer Gantry. So these are the works. So he's the first American to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. He's known for satirical portraits of American society. And in fact, he declined Pulitzer Prize. Okay. And of course, he also had a problem of drinking. In fact, Hemingway also had a lot of problems with drinking. Okay, so addicted to it. Fine. So Sinclair Lewis. So what are the works of Sinclair Lewis?
Main Street,
Okay.
Babbitt, Aerosmith,
Hmm.
Elmer Gantry.
Okay. Tennessee Williams. I told you, know, he's also a Nobel Prize winner. Um, and he won two Pulitzer Prize for drama. So Pulitzer Prize is given for fiction, non-fiction, drama, and also journalism, I think. So prizes for drama he won. So I think you would have had this drama in your syllabus, right? A Streetcar Named Desire. Did you have that?
No, sir, The Glass Man Agree.
Man, I agree. Okay. So the Glassman agree. Street. Probably they wanted to censor it, so they wouldn't have given a Streetcar Named Desire because there is a rape scene. So they probably would have censored it. The Glass Menagerie, Streetcar Named Desire, Cat on a Hot Tip Roof, all his works, and they were all famous movies as well. Okay, and he was uh, LGBT community guy, right? So Tennessee Williams is that. So what are the works of Tennessee Williams?
The Glass Man Agree,
Hmm.
A Streetcar Named Desire, Cat on Hot Tin Roof.
Okay. So the next person is very important. Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller. Uh, his one famous work is Death of the Salesman. Death of a Salesman. Do not forget Death of the Salesman. It's a very famous work by Arthur Miller. All My Sons, The Crucibles. So these are the important dramas. So he won Pulitzer Prize for drama, and he was married to the famous actress Marilyn Monroe, right? And even she suicided at the end. So he was married to this. Those days, she was the most beautiful lady, I suppose, in American. Um, so Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman was more like American version of it. So All My Sons, Death of a Salesman, The Crucible. Those are the works. So what are the works of Arthur Miller?
All My Sons,
Hmm,
Death of Salesman, The Crucible.
Crucible. Yes. Okay. Eugene O'Neill. Yes. Yeah, yeah. So I made a mistake in saying I think Tennessee Williams did not win Nobel Prize, but Eugene O'Neill won. Right. So he wrote some amazing dramas. He won 4 Pulitzer Prize for dramas and also the Nobel Prize. He was realism in American theater, just like uh, the Norwegian dramatist Ibsen. He was also a guy who wrote more of dramas, realistic dramas. So, Long Day's Journey into Night, The Iceman Comes, A Moon for the Begotten. These are all the works. Okay, so that's Eugene O'Neill's works. So, what are the works of Eugene O'Neill? I think you would have had his Harry Ape, right? Or Emperor Jones. Did you
Yes, sir,
have
Harry.
Harry Ape? Yeah. Those works also there. Just write it down. Okay. It's not mentioned
Okay.
here. Harry Ape and also Emperor Jones. Okay. So, how many people you have seen today?
8th, sir.
Wait. We'll finish till Robert Frost. So, next is
Okay.
Susan Glaspell. She wrote important works and Pulitzer Prize for drama. Many women will not be in the drama side. Okay, mostly men were in the drama side. It's very rare to see women writing plays. So some of the works are Trifles, Allison's House, and Fidelity. These are the novels and plays that she wrote. Okay, and as you can see, she won the Pulitzer Prize for drama as well. In fact, she was the one who was instrumental in discovering Eugene O'Neill. Okay, so what are the works of Susan Glaspell?
Raffles,
Hmm.
Allison's House,
Hmm.
Fidelity.
Okay. Next is, of course, you know him very well, Robert Frost. Okay. Robert Frost, he became the poet laureate in America. He won 4-time Pulitzer Prize for poetry. He's one of the great poets in America. You would have read his Two Roads Diverge in a Yellow Wood, or you would have read Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. You had the poetry, sir?
No, sir.
Really? Okay. These are all basic poetries. Just know about them. Okay. So
Okay.
Robert Frost, he wrote North of Boston, Mountain Interval, and New Hampshire. Okay, so these are all collections. The ones I told you are all separate poetries. Two Rows Diverge in a Yellow is a very famous poetry by Robert Frost. Okay, and if you think about poetry in America, obvious person would be Robert Frost. Fine, so that's Robert Frost for you. How many people you have seen? 10.
10, sir.
Okay, so we'll just revise and we'll complete it. Tomorrow we'll see the rest. Okay, so
Okay.
Robert Frost, he won Pulitzer Prize. Then Susan Glaspell, Trifles, Allison's House, and Fidelity. Eugene O'Neill, did he win Nobel Prize or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Arthur Miller was married to a famous actress. True or false?
Yes, sir. Marilyn Monroe.
Monroe. Then Tennessee Williams. How many times did he win the Pulitzer Prize?
2 Pulitzer Prize.
Okay. Sinclair Lewis won Nobel Prize, yes or no? Did he win?
Sir?
Did Sinclair Lewis win Nobel Prize?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he was the first American. Okay. Gertrude Stein. Um, he had a saloon in Paris. True or false? He
True,
had, it
sir.
seems. Okay. Scott Fitzgerald. What is the great American novel? What is the famous
The
novel of?
side of
The Great Gatsby. Okay.
the Great Gatsby. Okay, sir.
Hemingway. What's his most famous work?
The sun also rises.
No, The Old Man and the Sea. The
Okay,
Pulitzer
sir.
Prize as well as the Nobel Prize. Okay.
Okay, sir.
William Faulkner, of course, he won Nobel Prize. You should know that. Edith Wharton, Pulitzer Prize she won. Kate Chopin, famous. And we have seen Jack London. What is the most famous work of Jack London?
The Call of the Wild.
Yes. Mark Twain, Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and all that. Henry James, what's his brother's name? Any idea?
Sir, don't know, sir.
William James. Okay.
Okay, sir.
He's the father of psychology in America. Both are prodigies. So remember that. Okay, then. So when will you write your test, people?
Tomorrow, sir.
Okay. Tomorrow write it, okay? Then we
Okay,
will
sir.
see. Essay? When you guys will write.
Sir, we submit it on tomorrow.
Okay, fine. Just keep up, okay? Because we have lots of things to do.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. Bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.